Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at Youjo Senki or Tanya of the Evil episode 9. So I apologize by the way I got this out so late. As many of you know, I've basically slept all day. I was so freaking exhausted. Um, Unfortunately, that means a little bit of a later review, but still getting the review nonetheless. So this week's episode very simple. I'm not gonna have a really long review out for you. I'm not gonna really talk too much about this because it's essentially a good setup episode. You know what? That's a good thing in itself. Very rarely do you watch a show and have a good setup episode. A lot of times, setups are very boring or nonchalant about how they do things. And this one, we just had the usual pacing. It was very, very well done. It was, you threw a little bit of action in, you threw a little bit of storytelling in. It was all set up for the most part, but it was really good setup, and I was very surprised. Yujo Senki is really surprising me for a studio this is their first major work, and I really applaud them so far. They're doing a good job. So the whole concept of this week is two things. One is that we have the attack starting off, and the second off is the concept of them using a new technology for the first time, which I'll show you images of in a couple minutes. But one thing I do want to go back to, and I think it was a very interesting line in the beginning, was how Tanya was talking about how she had the other guy. I forget his name, but he was he's the second in command of her group. How obviously she had him kill those rebellious people that were running away, the refugees after the battle that they had a few days ago. And what's interesting about that is that she's then talking like, oh, at least I'm still pure, I guess, because I didn't have to do it. I had him do it. And I'm like, damn, Tanya, you're an evil bitch. Holy shit. That's why I don't feel bad when this image comes from the fact that all of a sudden the professor, the one that makes the weaponry that she has, comes in and goes, hey, I got new weaponry. Look at this. It's a giant ship essentially. You go inside of it. It's a singular ship. It goes really fast, and you can use it to get from point A to point B really fast. And she's like, yeah, but that like in her mind, she's like, that's terrifying, etc. But he's like, oh, don't worry, it's perfect. If you're thinking that this is gonna be wrong with it or this is not gonna work with it, don't worry. I've taken the precautions. Everything works with it. You're gonna be first testing it, obviously, but it works. So I think that's funny. But they have to essentially start off a thing called shock and awe. And one thing I love is I love Tanya's face of going, oh my god, I wish I was still in the back lines. I was supposed to climb the ladder in the back, not supposed to be in the front doing all this work. But yeah, being X looks like he has different things for you. Um, but the episode ends essentially with the beginning of shock and awe, which you can see right there, her paratrooping out because the ship actually meant and did its job. It actually got to the location and then she jumped out of it, etc. Paratrooped out. But overall, yeah, like I said, it wasn't very much to say about this episode, but it was very well done, and I really appreciate that. I think it was a very solid episode, and I think that's a definitely applaud to the creators of the show because it's rare that I can ever say that a setup episode wasn't boring or wasn't well done. I think this was just what you needed from Youjo Senki. Anyways, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you guys have any comments, please leave them in the box below. Tell me what's going on. I will talk to you later. I'll be reviewing Blue Exorcist later today. Bye bye, everyone.